Zdravím všechny, to jsem můj kanál, tady ze Stres a vítejte u dalšího pokračování našich dobrodružství křížem krážem, celým tejvatem a tomhletom a předchozím děle i za. Že se nacházíme v magické krajině Simulanka, která není někde na kontinentě. Je to v nějaký příběhový knize, kam jsme byli vtáhnuti. A jsme tu, dokud nedoděláme celý příběh, takže s tím pokročíme. Minule jsem udělal první půlku toho story a teď rovnou se do toho vrhneme a doděláme i tu druhou půlku. Tak, minule jsme se objevili v lese, nějak prozkoumali, co se děje, co je kolem nás, jak to funguje. Potkali jsme Nílu jakožto lesní vílu, která má godly powers, které se je naučila používat a může dávat ostatním život a poslouchat tok magie a zjišťovat tak různé věci pomocí toho. Pak jsme vyřešili nějaký problémy tam, protože tam nebyl inkous, tak jsme ho vyrobili magicky, protože magic. Tak pak jsme odjeli vlakem do Fortress Reupload, neboli Constellation Metropol, podobný název, ale ne stejný, což je to za mnou to velký. Tam jsme zjistili, že to je město, který mu vládne královna Navia, protože why not? Takže to bylo taky zajímavý. Takže se spojila Nílu a Navia. A ještě po cestě jsme potkali Kiraru, ale ta v podstatě odešla z příběhu tak rychle, jak přišla a zůstala na té stanici. Takže snad se taky začlení a potká Naviu, protože ty se úplně minuli. A poté, co jsme vyřešili problémy tam, jakože třeba byly spadlé hvězdy, tak jsme museli najít, pozbírat a zavěsit na ty hvězdy nahoře a pak Navia měla se s ním poddanými celý rozhovor a polemizování o tom, jestli má cenu vládnout, aby vládla ona, nebo aby všichni si vládli sami a aby se vzdali nějaký tý zastavující síl, kde to pauzne, když jsou v nebezpečí, že bez ní budou v ohrožení života. A celý ten debakl. Je to v minulém díle, to je jenom tak surface level věci. No, to jsme vyřešili a teď se v podstatě posuneme dál někam tam tím směrem, maybe? A kde je další vlak na třetí ostrov, kde jsou nějaký titanium mines. Ale než se tam úplně rychle podívám, tak dodělám nějakých pár miniquestů, který jsem tu viděl. Jako třeba ten, na který si vzpomínám. Kde Kira tady je pořád na té zastávce a nabídla nám, jestli máme čas, tak můžeme jí přímo pomoct s něčím. Ale že prostě nemusíte prioritizovat mě před tím Fortress Reuploadem. Tak, Reupload už je celý dodělaný, takže teď seš na řadě.
So, are you all set? Ready to start investigating?
Yep, we're all good.
Great! Let's go! I've delivered packages all over, but I've never seen a mysterious fairy tale world like this before. Looks like nobody has gotten around to repairing this house yet. Ugh, even I wouldn't dare to sleep in there. It might suddenly collapse in on you.
Pravda.
Nothing to see here either. Maybe we can find someone to ask?
Oh yeah, be my guest. Nevypadá to, že by tu někdo vůbec byl.
Over there. I bet we'll find some people there. Let's go take a look.
I'm waiting on you.
was sure there'd be people here.
Nope.
There once was a goddess who ruled over fate. Before she died, she left 3 riddles for the kingdom she had created.
What? Who said that?
Long story short, on this day, a sentient feline, an outlander, and a diminutive pixie arrived on the scene.
Diminutive
They saw a
pixie.
narrow path off to the side.
Okay, but which side?
Yeah, if you gave ambiguous instructions like that to a Comania Express courier, they'd give you the parcel right back and tell you to write the delivery address more clearly.
Despite how obvious the answer was, the perplexed pixie and the flummoxed feline struggled to work it out. Although perhaps a small part of the blame could be attributed to my dull narration. All right, let's...
This thing has a narrator.
The path on the left-hand side seemed to give off an enticing fragrance, as if to say, this is the way to wealth and glory.
Ooh, that sounds like the start of a good story. Then what?
Then what? Then what? Well, you follow
At
the
end of
road
path,
and find
the
out.
motley crew would soon spot a secret stone room. A prophecy had once foretold of a marquis who shall one day venture inside, and thus it is named the future marquis's abode to be. You like it? The future marquis's abode to be? Got a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
That was a little bit boastful.
But before you continue, I must warn you of the danger that lies ahead. For example, under no circumstances should you sit on the chair in the center. Otherwise, the consequences could be a bit embarrassing.
Jo, musím ještě si přehodit ten quest, minimálně. Já určitě mám focus experience mod, tak mi to tam nepřehodilo. Teďko tady... This thing? No. To tam asi bude... To simulanka. There it is. Narration footnotes. Jo, takhle ta cesta doleva. Já myslím, že když stojíme jako tady, že ta cesta doleva je tady ta cesta doleva. No to je takhle ještě víc doleva.
So many summers, winters, springs, and falls, and now at last a hero hither strides.
Israel knows not what lies beyond its walls. Its secrets mystify the world outside.
Wait,
Okay.
new voices. Who are they?
No. Floor is lava and I fell into the lava. Váza to překazila. Fuck you.
Wood and earthenware strewn all around. The demon feline's fury can't be quelled. Reducing them to rubble on the ground, she finds the vessel's vacant save for... air?
I'm just gonna read it. Witness pact. In the name of the 3 elders... moc brzo. In the name of the elders of our 3 tribes, we hereby form this pact, that from this day forth our peoples shall harm one another no more. No more shall we drip glue into each other's breakfasts, nor strike each other's heads with pickaxes, nor secretly drink growth serum that does not belong to us. We acknowledge the truth that has been determined by the great clockwork key, and we shall not make apology videos. And we shall see the family of truth as supreme. The 3 witnesses to history within the future Marquis about to be, quietly awaiting the Marquis of Carabas, who is foretold will pluck up the great clockwork key. Let this esteemed one guide us. Není tam tím pádem ten Marquis of Carabas ten paladír? Let this esteemed one guide us, revealing 1 truth and 2 fictions. Of course, if the highest house has not been selected, then we may yet contend in private, within permissible limits, but no more glue. It does far too much harm and is utterly inhumane.
Captivated by the epic poetry and enthralled by the outstanding storytelling, the Outlanders knew what their next objective
To bylo informativní, to nebyl nějaký jakože návod, jako co dělat.
to remove the clockwork key from the raised platform up ahead.
Cafe, I just realized you said we all had to speak like bards, but every time you open up your mouth, I don't hear any rhymes.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's one standard for us and another for you. That's not fair, Cape.
With wood and earthenware strewn all around, the demon feline's fury can't be quelled, reducing them to rubble on the ground.
No, you don't. I wrote that line.
Don't stop plagiarizing me.
The clockwork key. They're overcome by a sudden urge to set it free. Also, Cape, that'll be my last rhyming line. I'm not writing any more poetry until you apologize.
What does it matter anyway? I've lost count of how many people have tried this before. No one's getting that key out.
Strong as stone, firm as steel, the Outlander pulls, but it does not yield.
This has happened many times before, but this time is different. A thought enters the Outlander's mind.
The attack's now over. Only one final step remains.
Now it is the time.
But alas,
Attack,
as was the case for
full
all
attack,
those who
full
had come
again.
before, the key still did not move an inch. Wait, what? They got it out?
Yes! Finally! Come on, move your butts and your legs, assuming they're still in working order. It's showtime!
No hard feelings about your lack of poetic contributions?
Oh, let it go!
Další krabice. There they are. Tak, ty stavy se nechce rýmovat, jo?
Welcome, esteemed and noble Outlander. Allow us to introduce ourselves.
We represent the 3 great clans of this realm, having been selected as its authorized historical supervisors.
Our purpose being to await the arrival of one such as yourselves who shall remove the clockwork key.
My name is...
You're Cape, he's Albizzi, and that's Bobarano, right? You've done so much talking that we can already tell you apart by your voices.
Aren't we missing
Hey.
someone, though? The guy who led us here to begin with?
Who?
And thus was born the long-awaited fellowship, destined to uncover the truth of the past. Allow me to quote, if I may, in the history of Constellation Metropole, a new page has begun.
Him.
Well, there's no fourth person, so which of you is the ventriloquist? Come on, out with it.
We've never heard that voice before, but he sounds like he'd be good at reading bedtime stories to children.
Whoever it is, I don't know and I don't care. Forget about him. We have far more important things to focus on. Like, where our journey goes from here.
That key you hold is the pivot point about which the past and present of the Metropole revolve. However, between our 3 clans, there is some dispute over the historical record.
Each clan has its own version of history, detailing the clan's origins and the tale of the dragon of old. And unfortunately, we don't know which one is the truth.
Dragon? You mean the one that's been acting up recently?
Oh, no, not that one, you adorable little pixie. When I say dragon of old,
He means a dragon that would be really, really old if it was still with us today, but it was defeated in ancient times. The new one has nothing to do with our clan history.
Was that supposed to be a joke? Anyway, so you've been waiting for someone to remove the key so you can finally explore the truth of the past?
not just explore it, but argue incessantly about it. Honestly, I don't care that much. Cape's the one who's always bothering us about it.
What we need to figure out is who resolved the dragon crisis. We have to know that before we can decide which is the supreme clan.
The moment you removed the key from where it was lodged, you became the honorary marquis. We humbly beseech you, noble Outlander.
Call me Lumine.
Noble traveler Marquis, we ask you to help us. You and your talking Puss in Boots and the pale floating...
Puss in Boots? Are you serious?
Yep.
It's better than demon feline, but still.
Embrace it, my friend, embrace it. Most cats don't wear boots or speak, do they?
I'm not even a cat. I'm a nekomata. Now that you know the word, I expect you to use it.
Please allow me to lead you all to a sacred memorial site. It will be much easier to explain what needs to be done once we are there.
Sacred debater table. Kde
This
budeme
place is
debatovat?
sacred to my clan. It's where our brave forefathers once took up arms against the dragon of old. After a bitter battle that dragged on for many days and nights, finally, our forefathers fought the dragon into submission, and it fled. They took turns, though. Some forefathers worked the day shift, while others worked the night shift.
So the toy soldier guys worked in shift while the poor dragon had to work around the clock?
So they say. It's just a legend, though.
Wait a second? Did I just hear you admit that your clan's history is just a legend?
History, legend, who cares? My clan was definitely courageous, that's the point. That's the truth. And isn't the truth what we've all been arguing about non-stop for all these years?
Capet's words gave the traveller food for thought. Could it be that the truth in a fictional world is equivalent to fiction in the real world?
Wait. Truth in a fictional world is fiction in the real world to us.
But
What?
we would have to wait. Apparently, Capet was not alone in his pilgrimage to this sacred site. Unwanted company had arrived. The traveller and the talking cat, Nekomata, decided to teach him some manners.
Prostě, I am a nekomata and I'm expecting you to use it. A narrator prostě, oh yeah. Ona vlastně řekla, expecting you to use it. Sorry, nekomata. Hey, I will get her.
This'll pack a punch.
Whoop.
A true display of heroism and valor. It was as if the spirits of my ancestors were fighting through me.
Here's a thought. Could be wrong, but maybe the Traveler Marquis is a lot more powerful than your ancestors.
Technically, by saying that, aren't you implicitly acknowledging that my clan's history is in...
Oh,
Your
para se
martial
znamená,
prowess and show of courage or a more vivid reenactment of my ancestors' feats that suit the modern aesthetic. Now, let's get down to business. As we all know, time is but an illusion.
Why?
Time may flow line by line, page by page, or frame by frame, but usually it flows in the form of springs and gears.
And that clockwork key you have in your hand can turn back time and make the past reappear.
Jako ten zámek na zemi, odkud jsem ho původně vytáhnul, jsem viděl, takže jako...
Well, actually, my view is that the illusion of time is more of a problem of consciousness. Gears power the body, while the body is the vessel of the conscious mind. But the mind cannot understand the dimension of time, so we experience instead an endless continuum of moments as the pinion of now turns along the rack of ages.
I'm getting flashbacks to when I was delivering packages to the Sumeru Academia.
A teacher once
Yep.
asked Albizzi what his greatest fear was, and he replied, dragons. Boberano was asked the same question. He replied, time, and repeated the argument we just heard. The teacher
What?
then turned to Capet and posed the same question. He replied, Boberano.
The manuscript that tells the truth of the historical record, the blueprint to all of creation, the work of the great mage themselves. It can be found at the beginning of the Girak, and on the very first page of the book.
Paimon didn't follow all that, but basically...
Exactly.
Yeah, just turn the
It is
key.
said that in the beginning, the goddess of creation took the goddess of fate's manuscript as a blueprint, placed it under the goddess of prophecy's starry realm, and generated. So in a few moments,
get it.
when the great clockwork key turns the local time here back to the very beginning, we will restore the magic arrays back to their original configurations.
Hold on, isn't stealing part of the blueprint of creation a little dangerous? Also, how are we supposed to know the original configurations of the magic arrays?
Well, the general shapes of the configurations have been passed down over the ages. They now form the family crests of each of our clans. So you'll just need to reference my family crest and join the dots accordingly.
OK. V podstatě jako obrácený z. No, co tím tvarem je S, ale takový hodně hranatý S.
To address your
Bylo
other
to má
concern,
nožů, no.
when the house has already been built, do you really think that taking away the construction crew and blueprint will cause it to collapse?
The Traveller Marquis prepares to insert the great clockwork key into the nearby keyhole.
No. Recall wants to send the key now. Ended up using the same method. Já už mám tady ty provázky. I see it.
I guess we should start here?
Jak to, že ty dva mi to nenabídne spojit? Je to jako... Čekaj, myslím, že když... Takhle je to takhle, takhle, takhle a takhle. Ale tady mi to nabídne jenom takhle všude dolů, abych to udělal špatně. Jediný dobře, co můžu udělat, je to spojit tady, protože to je ta noha. There we go. Easy business.
A reward on the road.
Behold, the sacred writings that record the truth of... No, wait. That have shaped the truth of history.
Yeah, gather around, let's read it. Číslo 1, takže to není všechno. Brave Francois mounted the haystack, picked up a fork, and then planted it tines down atop the mountain of grass. Behind him a large moon. He shouted down the names of everyone in the village. The village chief was the first to be named, and so frightened that he wished to climb up the haystack, and stop up and shut up Francois for good. Are you crazy? You're yelling so loudly the dragon might show up. You good for nothing. Have you not seen how the windmill everyone built has been destroyed by the dragon? And here you are worrying if it'll return. Francois really would have loved to kick him off the haystack, but held back given that the chief, too, was worried for the villagers' safety. Francois saw that nigh all the villagers have arrived, so he cleared his throat. Dear neighbors and kin, think you will still that we must endure this? No, of course not. We cannot do anything about it. No, of course not. We cannot do anything about the dragon, said the group. Said osoba. So, it's the text rozpadá, koukám. Who says so? They don't leap into its name into a blaze, stepping it twice, and did not fall down and flee. Perhaps everyone worked so hard to build the mill that was destroyed, everyone's emotion became inflamed. Lifting their fists, they decide to take in the dragon. Well, Francois lifted his own hand and called the crowd. Let's go home for today. Everyone's back. Everyone's present. Everyone's present lack of self-preservation is not bravery, but rather wrath. If we decide to face danger after calming ourselves, only enemy is truly called sentiment valor. So everyone went home. The next day, there were still many youngsters who wished to follow Francois to take on the wicked dragon. Yeah, there were still many who wished to follow Francois to take on the wicked dragon again. After taking him in, or nebo prostě letting him go. Who would have known that the valiant possessed the protection of the goddess' radiant charter, encountering the true valor. The dragon could neither spout fire nor stifle blood that was forced to allow the other party to call pause and switch personnel. And so after several days and nights of fierce fighting, the wicked giant could no longer bear it and chose to just fuck off. AA.
feast your eyes, rejoice and cheer, for this is the unquestionable truth. Look at the signature. Nobody is capable of forging that.
I don't believe it. So, all along, our histories have been false?
Don't lose heart, Albizzi. It does not follow from his is true that ours are false.
That might be the most bogus logic I've ever heard. But keep
Wow.
up the mental gymnastics, Boberano. I've been waiting for that look of jealousy on your face my whole life, and I'm gonna savor it.
And yet, it seemed that this conundrum could indeed have more than one solution. Everyone agreed that there may be more than one truth. The party decided to visit the sacred sites of the other clans and see what their documents had to say.
Isn't a narrator supposed to remain detached and objective? It feels like you're forcing a narrative agenda on us here.
Jo, on vyloženě říká, ostatní se otočili a šli na tohle konkrétní místo. Prostě, jako to není narration, to je diktování příkazů.
Oh, whatever. I'm in a good mood. Let's do it. The instructions say to repeat the process 3 times, and besides, I'm looking forward to watching you both be sorely disappointed.
Let's do my clan next. I'll lead the way.
Yeah, he's salty, he needs the
We'll
satisfaction.
need the key again, right? Let me see if I can pull it out. Yoink!
Yoink! I got us manuscript 1. Jo. Jejich Sacred Site je na tom ostrově, kde bojovali s drakem, nebo kde se boj stal. Oni mají Sacred Site prostě uprostřed města. Uop. There we go.
The party finds no pedestal in which to
vidím
place the
bednu.
great clockwork key, only a locked door.
Where's your clan's pedestal? Let me guess, you hid it away in advance to save yourself the embarrassment of having it exposed as a fake?
You done? Okay. Now, since my clan's main claim to fame is...
Misinformation, half-truths, and fabrication.
Ah, shut up, Cape.
Shut up, Cape.
I swear, if I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberano. Let those be my last words.
My clan's claim to fame is that we outwitted the dragon of old and stole its treasure. Ergo, all articles of value that we own, including the pedestal for the clockwork key, lie behind that door.
So, next step is open the door?
Almost. There's one step before that. The door is protected by a smart interrogation system. We have to answer its questions, and if we get them wrong, we will alert law enforcement.
Jeez. Well, do you at least know the answers?
The correction fluid of time has dyed white the pages of the Book of Wisdom. No, I don't know the answer. But worry not. I had a quick word with the constabulary in advance. They'll ignore the alarm if we get the questions wrong, so answer without fear.
The door doesn't respond because it's a goddamn door. Je tak kulatý jak dveře od nového vytínaře. Ťuk, ťuk, ťuk.
Question 1. Who is it?
FBI, open up! The routine inventory check. Lumine Marquise and her retinue.
The great yokai, Nekomata in boots.
And the trusty travel guide pixie! Travel guide!
Travel guide, Pixie!
Trusty travel guide!
Question 2. By which virtue did the ancients defeat the dragon?
Teď mu pochlebovat. Každý strike, to je ten kapet, který jsme teď udělali. Takže tohle jsou ty ostatní dva. On byl... Well, on naposledy změnil Book of Wisdom a mě to bullshituje. Myslím, že jako cunning, takže hard work and wealth.
To be completely honest, hard work is a bit of an alien concept to us here in the Constellation Metropole. We have hardware and we have clockwork, but not hard work.
Question 2. By which...
With that wisdom.
This is the right answer, I swear. I'll...
Correct.
Yep.
A barefaced lie. So low.
Question 3. Which is more real? The fiction of the outside world or the truth of this world?
They're about the same. Both are false.
Please try to avoid being unnecessary.
Question 3. Which is more...
Místo sklenička je napůl prázdná, mám dát sklenička je napůl plná odpověď. Je to literárně to samý.
And that when the dreamer wakes up, they won't just find themselves inside a novel. There is no way to know, therefore both are equally real.
A mohl by taky povede equally false. Je to úplně ta stejná odpověď, akorát záleží na tom, z jakého pohledu se na to díváte, jaký máte už na to dopředu názor, takže jako...
All correct. You may have the key pedestal.
The door opens, buffers will accelerate. Their smoke clears, the
Traveler
pedestal
Marquis,
clears.
you know what must be done. Please insert the great clockwork key.
Naposledy ho měla kočkolka tam.
Oh, and this is my family crest.
Key. 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 Je to jako takhle, nebo? Jako ty tři jsou asi jediný, kteří jsou u sebe blízko. No, počkej, oni jsou i ještě tady.
Do we really need this one?
Já jsou tu definitivně extra. Bylo to... když podržím ho, tak mám myšku. Bylo to, když se kurzory si vidět, tak takhle a dolů. Že tam byly 4 v podstatě v kosočtverci a pak 1 nožička dolů. Takže možná takhle. A ona také řekla, do we need this one? Že takhle v tom natočení by to mělo být správně. There we go.
Is this an...
Now, let me see what
elaborate fiction the Clan of Wisdom was able to conjure up.
If anyone's listening, I would like to submit these as my last words. I surrender. I'm the one who murdered Tappy.
Why is Antonio in the basement of the crumbling house? Began reading an ancient book he had found. His oil lamp shook, times he swayed, structure above ground collapsed. The village was to be erased by the dragon, and he had been chosen by the dragon, for he had not returned home. But Antonio did not care. He only wished to read until the day he died. He wished to study the book a mysterious, suspicious lady had given him on the bridge. This book was titled The Radiant Charter, and within was a record of all the rules that every being in Simulanka must follow. It was written in the language of the world's creation at the very start, and found it was not possessed or extraordinary wisdom. It deciphered its final text. There would be no study to be had. This book recorded no solutions in resolving the dragon that's the immediate problem, nor did it contain any hexes that could aid in repairing his own home. But he knew that wisdom was the mightiest thing in the world. Mám to pomáhá v aktuálním problému, nebo ne? The morning light shone through the ruins of his home. The neighboring blacksmith and chubby chief took their game pains to get rid of the house's wreckage, doing some actual work, which blocked the basement hatch. The dark side of the Atos said to the chubby chief, I shall defeat the dragon. They will return soon. Are you sure you're right? You don't look like you got any sleep. Just smoke from your lamp, don't worry about it. I got this. The dragon sat atop a mountain of treasures, gazing down and insignificantly at Antonio walking closer. Flames gathered, ready to burn the area 1 centimeter before him, all the better scare this puny creature away. Halt! I'm the qualified second-class Meister. The Radiant Charter states that should I refuse to duel, you cannot use force. This rejection did indeed exist, so the wicked dragon swallowed its flame whole. How a drag going to the toilet tomorrow. Antonio, for his part, had not expected that the second-class Meister qualification he'd taken on a lark would become unuseful. And since I am a second-class citizen, I propose a duel of riddles. You cannot refuse. You seem like just such a law mainly for the benefits of sphinxes, old phages, and princesses, which to make life hard for others. The evil dragon not expected this rule to catch up with him. I shall ask the first question. I shall ask the first question. My house sold for 8,000 mora yesterday, but I thought there was room to raise the price, so I brought it back to 9,000 and sold it for 10,000. How much Dora did I lose in the end? I'm not about to go into that. Dragon laughed, what's so hard about that? No, you could have waited until you hit 10,000 to make your move, but you sold for 8, bought for 9, so you lost 1,000 more that you could have earned instead. Wrong, you burned my house down, yes. No, but not that, Tendra. You sold it 8, bought for 9, so you lost 1,000 more that you could have earned. Wrong, you burned my house down yesterday, and I couldn't sell it in time, so I left far more. Sorry, I mean, I do have to burn a house, as an example, and you happen to not be home, so I might as well hit one that doesn't result in any loss of life. Now that you've lost this contest, I have the right to loot the same value as your life, minus 1 mora. What? That doesn't make sense, and it's not fair. And considering that you burned my house, I can seek damages. Let's assume that my house is worth just 1 more. Well then, wicked dragon, you know what to do with yourself? Just kill itself. Oh, please spare me, I'll give you anything. Your words, not mine. As we probably contrary written long ago. But a little time skip. Thus Antonio used his evil wisdom to take all the evil dragon's treasure that they would never again return to the Unsation satellite where Antonio lived. Many years later, a child asked Antonio, you sold the place for 8,000, spent 9,000 money back, so it looked like I actually did lose 1,000 more. Okay.
Look! My clan's history is true as well! There's that same unforgeable signature again, right here!
What? Oh, does this mean that my clan is the only odd one out?
Given that my clan's wisdom is such a subject of ridicule in your eyes, I will now appeal to my own personal intelligence, which I believe far surpasses that of my clan at large, and make a prediction. It seems likely that the claims made by each of our clans regarding their history and virtue are all true.
Oberano? How can that be?
Oh, I get what's going on. Once, when I was drinking with Guji, she bet me a round of dried fish that I couldn't guess which cup the umeboshi was under. Whichever one I guessed, I was always wrong, and Guji would lift a different cup to reveal the umeboshi. But then, I learned later from one of the shrine maidens, Miyuki, that all of the cups had an umeboshi under them. Just goes to show, I still got a long way to go before I become a great yokai.
Oh, don't mind Fox Lady. That's just her way of teasing you.
Actually, that reminds me. We can now open these 3 treasure chests. And unlike the guessing game you mentioned, this one...
Cool.
This one's on.
Once you've plundered the last of Boberano's family wealth, we can go to my clan's plate.
I have some...
Guess I'll take the clockwork key again then. Yoink!
Yoink?
A reward on the road.
Už jsem vyplnil celý to město, takže ta rodina bankéřů nemá vůbec nic. Ta týpek je taky ve městě. Whoop. To je hodně nahoru. OK. Okay. A nejsou hodně. Aspoň jsem na té správné cestě podal, který to vodí, tak všechno v pohodě.
The cohort of truth seekers followed Albizzi to his clan's sacred site. They arrived to the site of a giant guard towering over them.
Up ahead is my clan's gigantified guard. He can be a little pig-headed, and he's incredibly strong. Your weapons won't even scratch him.
Wait, but wasn't Kappe's clan the one that's all about strength? So, what do you guys believe in then?
Oh, the guard is one of Kappe's people. Size is a coveted trait in the clan of strength, after all. Mine is the clan of empathy, and our key contribution is growth serum.
What's empathetic about that?
Our ancestors believed that, just maybe, the dragon of old didn't mean us any harm at all. Perhaps the dragon simply didn't notice us, since we are so very tiny. So, they drank the growth serum and grew even larger than the dragon. Then, they set the dragon down, calmly explained their perspective, and eventually taught it how to empathize.
Okay.
The serum isn't what it once was, though. Nowadays, it doesn't make you grow all that much, and it actually makes you lose your empathy. So, I advise we take a detour.
Despite Albizzi's words of caution, somebody, no doubt, has other ideas. Surely we could avoid a conflict with the guard, they think to themselves, if we could just try to understand one another. You could, of course, just take the path to your left and go around. But some people are gluttons for punishment. It's all part of the experience, I suppose.
Zkusíme ho střelit do hlavy. I tried. Come on.
Why is my own clan treating me like a villain?
You've been away too long. We all have. Feels like we've been waiting forever.
Střílíme bordel. There we go. Wait.
Over here! I found it!
We should be getting close.
Why is this place so full of junk? Are you the kind of people who never throw away the box when you buy something because you're worried you won't be able to return it without the original packaging? We'll never find the Oracle pillars in all this mess.
Never mind that. We have a more pressing issue. It seems there's a slight problem with my clan's family crest. The Marquis may need to utilize their wisdom to solve the issue.
Je to obrácený G. Velmi easy.
Wisdom too, huh? Well, you guys have a bit of everything, don't you? Except empathy.
Whoop. Já nevím, takže... Já, bude nějak asi takhle zhruba. Po toho, kde bude ten začáteční kulich.
Keep the noise down! We don't want to alert the guard. I'll go keep watch.
Jo, tady je ten starter. Takže kolem dokola a pak na konci zahnout tady doprostřed. Bylo to tak jakože... Počkej, jakože takhle kolem dokola a pak jakože takhle ze zhora to takhle zatáčelo dovnitř. Jakože tady ta jako první, půjdu kolem dokola podél hodinových ručiček. Tahle ta bude poslední, takže tady to bude takhle dovnitř. OK, já to zničím, tu krabici. There we go.
A reward on the road.
This is the last one.
Galileo and Alberto did both many good deeds today, though it was most tiring to help the old lady on the bridge move her barrels of hard apple cider. Který byl extrémně alkoholický. They each got a small barrel as their reward. The moonlight was unobstructed and beautiful, and two good friends climbed up the high wall that had been built to stave the evil dragon off. Alberto lost the rock, paper, scissors match, so he had to hold the barrel of cider under the crook of his arm and then climb the ladder. Look, this is the big house that our chubby chief was so proud of. Doesn't look so big from here, huh? As I looked at the house. You're wrong, that's my home. The chief's house is that one. Alberto's night vision was not all that good and non-existent, so he was lying. If one were to close one's eye, light could not be seen at all. He tried a little harder but couldn't discern anything else. It's all really small, so there's nothing wrong with their statement. Galileo and Alberto were both rather perceptive. Galileo's reply covered for Alberto's discomfort regarding his provision. While Alberto also lost the rock paper on purpose, so that he could carry his high belt because the gears under Galileo's ribs were injured. Here's to you. The two friends raised the toast once Alberto stuffed the cork back into the barrel. The next day, the two gathered everyone in the village plaza. The first they apologized for the collapse of the anti-dragon wall and told all the people that they were preparing to have a talk with the evil dragon. I know it was a lot of work for everyone to fix that wall, but we're not that fussed about it anyway. But what, are you sure you're not bragging when you say you knocked it down yourselves? Of course, though that was not the chief's point. You too was a good person, he continued. Also, it's too dangerous to seek the dragon out. Don't worry about us. And so the two best friends in the whole world had departed. And the bestest besties in the whole world. The evil dragon trembled before them for some reason. The later could make people grow very large, and that was how they accidentally squashed the high walls the previous night. As they gazed down at the ground floor below, they more or less understood how the dragon thought. No wonder it could accidentally destroy a village at its feet. As long as they could get the dragon to notice people, as they could get the dragon to notice them, they could surely come to an understanding. The two friends thus drank all the cider that existed and becoming way too large. Reeking of alcohol, they sandwiched the dragon between them and drunkenly tried reasoning with it. The dragon shriveled up in terror, and all of its majesty and fell aura forever gone. It even looked kind of pitiful. Alberto attempted to pick dirt off the scale of the dragon's back and wound up picking off an entire scale. Alberto attempted to clean the dragon, but he ended up skinning him alive. Protože prostě, whoops! I'm just skinning you off, one scale at a time. The dragon sought to flee, but the guy, fearing that the crisis might persist for 10,000 more if he was gonna get up, he dragged it right back. To be honest, we always lived under your feet, but we are too small to may not have ever seen us. But they transform and become big. Galileo said, so now surely you must know that we dwell at your feet. The dragon nodded really like prostě jak v nějakým animáku. And thus did the two, and the dragon chatted all night about drunk stuff. And believing the gold image was the chief, the two returned.
The signature. So it's true. empathy is one of the founding virtues of Constellation Metropole, too.
Just as we suspected, all three are the truth.
Okay. Well, this is a lot to process. I feel a little empty inside. Yes, we found the truth, but there's too much truth.
I get you. It's like in Inazuma, when there were only 6 books in the Mirage Warrior series.
Oh,
Read it,
bože,
but by the time book
nikomu
number
tomu
88
nerozumí.
came out, nobody wanted to read it. They'd all lost interest.
A brief moment of joy is drowned out by a growing feeling of melancholy. But perhaps there is a glimmer of hope to be found too? Anyone? Anyone? All right, I'll say it. How is it the case that these 3 versions of history can all be true at once?
That's exactly what Paimon was wondering, but Boborano kind of already explained it away earlier, so Paimon was worried she'd look stupid for asking the question.
It's not a stupid question at all, my dear little pixie. While I did postulate that different truths may coexist, there is an issue when it comes to these 3 truths in particular. The problem is, all 3 truths are the history of the exact same thing, namely the dragon and the Metropole's origins. Yet all 3 bear the signature, showing that they're genuine.
Mohla by být ta signature fake?
Suddenly, the sound of a bell rings out.
The bell! It rang once! What does that mean again? Ah, yes! Highest level of emergency! Everyone, to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
How about no?
Why'd they ring the bell anyway? Also, why is 1 ring the highest level of emergency?
Obviously because you have to respond fast when it's an emergency. It'd be a bit too late if they waited till the 99th ring.
Ona je velká prostě čonky neviditelná stěna kolem toho točícího klíče. Já myslel, že budeme tu dělanou texturu pořádně a ono, no. Musím tam jít? Guards charge
They're
towards you.
outside. After them! Arrest these The bell! It rang once! What does that mean again?
Wow.
Ah, yes!
Mě to
Highest
nedovolí
level of
vycouvat.
emergency. Everyone, to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and place them outside the gates!
The whole city is on the lookout, and there's only one way out. It's the path right in front of you.
Můžeme se konečně rebelovat proti tomu narrátorovi posranýmu?
Why'd they ring the bell anyway?
They're outside! After them!
Můžu prostě seskočit dolů? Ne, prej ne.
It rang once!
Jako když seskočím dolů, tak je samozřejmě se třásnu, to nedává smysl.
Everyone, to the main entrance! Stat! Bring all the glue traps and
Jak na tom záleží, jak je se
The
třásnu?
whole city is on the lookout.
Já musím se třásnout tím specifickým způsobem, vole, když je milion různých způsobů dalších. Je taková chujovina, vole.
Why'd they ring the bell anyway? Also, what?
they're outside! After them!
Je zase milion, vole, cinematiků a natočení kamery pro jiné nejjednodušší věci, ty vole. Ten vůbec stejně není rychlej, ty vole.
Any further
blbý,
and
co?
we'll be outside our jurisdiction. I think we've pursued them far enough to earn a salary from the Empathy Clan.
We made it out. Don't know if we'll still be needing this clockwork key, but I yoinked it out before we ran, just in case.
Okay, but back to the truth problem. There are 3 conflicting versions of the truth, and somehow they're all still true. What is that supposed to mean?
I don't know. I doubt anyone here in Simulanka can make sense of it. All we do know is that any manuscript bearing her signature has to be valid.
Well, she is the goddess of fate, the creator of all this. And all these manuscripts are her grand design.
The reason we argued about who was right was that we didn't know enough about the truth of the past. But now we have the truth. So we just have to accept it. As surely as we will follow the clockwork path designed for us, so is this the course that history has taken. It is clear and incontrovertible.
We will never argue again.
Is that all there is to it? Is this where the decision made at the first crossroads of destiny has led us to? A pointlessly happy ending?
Damn.
Overthinking it would be equally pointless. Well, that's enough for one day. Time to take a break.
Could you be any more cryptic? You're planning something. Paimon knows it.
Whatever happens, today was a breakthrough in my journey of discovery. I will go back and share it with my clan.
Me too.
And me.
Let's leave it there for today then. I'm sure we'll find out what else Mr. Narrator has planned for us tomorrow.
Wait until 8 a.m. Jo, tady dole, někdo další. A taky Simulang, to je kde? Jo, to je Forest of Blessing, a plus tady je ještě jeden. Budeme fokusovat nejdřív tady ten jeden. Well. 8:00, tady je ten časomet. There you go. Za chvíli. Jo, the next day. To otočíme o plných 24 hodin, protože jsou to prostě kurvy. Mezi tím Lumina bude muset přespat u nějakého Toy Soldieru.
What a beautiful day, thought the traveller, before she was overcome by a creeping sense of foreboding. The voice in her head grew louder. Must go to Pendulum Lane.
Okay, go to Pendulum Lane. Hack them hold them, daddy, když to po nás narrator chce.
Pendulum Lane is just up ahead. Something must have happened here after all. Everyone's crowded around.
Vezmeme si výtah. No, se pár lidí převrhlo. Is that all? Assassination.
Oh my god, this is terrible! I don't understand. The 3 great clans of Constellation Metropole have finally made peace with each other. Who could have done this?
What happened? Oh no, someone's lying on the ground.
How did this happen?
Cabin, you idiot! Wake up! You need to revise your last words or everyone's gonna start suspecting me!
Last words? What did he say?
If I wind up dead one day, the murderer was Boberano.
You could have at least pretended to not remember it.
I'm sorry, Boberano, but this is an interrogation. I have to give the detective straight answers.
Don't worry, Boberano. I don't consider you a suspect, nor do I have the authority to charge anyone with a crime. So, are you the last people to have had contact with him?
Yes.
My sincere condolences. You were travel companions, right? Oh, it's a real tragedy. I'm afraid he'll be out cold for another hour and a half, at least.
Huh?
Yeah, I know. It's despicable. Hitting someone in the back of the head is the second worst act of cruelty there is. The first being replacing their gear oil with extra strong glue.
So, Cape's not dead?
His gears, metal frame and shell are all still in excellent condition. It's just his energy supply that's been all messed up. Wait. But surely you can't be suggesting that just because Cape isn't broken, there's no need to go looking for the culprit.
No, there's a need. Huge need.
Unfortunately, this is rapidly turning into a cold case. There's no evidence and no witnesses. Unless there's an official clockwork pedestal or the goddess of prophecy around here somewhere. Excuse me. Then suddenly the long-lost dragon of old flew across the sky.
Where?
Jenom se podíváte nahoru, pak se podíváte dolů a nikdo tam není.
Wait, why can't I move?
No, my mistake. It was just a cloud. Or a bird. Or something. If only we could turn time backwards and replay the crime.
Oh gee, I wonder.
Isn't that one of those, clockwork socket things right behind you?
So it is. No wonder everyone here is suddenly struggling to move. Traveller, if you please, let's recreate the crime scene.
The crime seems too chaotic. I can't make heads or tails of it.
Postupně se scházejí, kardi pohlídkujou. Mají dva. Scházejí a on prostě je. Rakovina! Bleh. Prostě chytí náhlý záchvat mrtvolnosti a prostě.
Well, that clears it up. Cape was walking along the street, then he suddenly collapsed. He was faking it.
What? So case closed? Aren't you supposed to investigate a little more first?
Well, we literally replayed the crime scene and saw it with our own eyes. There's no need for any evidence gathering or powers of deduction now. And besides, maybe the truth is inherently strange by nature. Like how Constellation Metropole has 3 histories, each of which is the truth.
But didn't you say Cape was struck in the back of the head and knocked unconscious?
For all I know, he could have bashed his head against a toilet bowl before leaving the house, then walked here in a daze before finally passing out. As for why he might have done that, my guess is... With the Supreme Clan question left unanswered and the tension in Constellation Metropole suddenly wiped away, he was looking to create a new source of conflict. Only then would the city feel alive again.
Do we really think he's capable of that, though? Sounds like a pretty complicated conspiracy for the average Simulanka resident.
Traveler, something about the crime scene isn't sitting right with me. It just seems unnatural. Also, anything outside of the immediate area won't have appeared in the replay. Is it possible that something was missing from the scene? Why don't we search the area?
Wait, what are you doing?
Oh, we're gonna head to Cape's house to check the toilet bowl for signs of an impact.
Sure. Guards.
Hello there. Have you seen my spear by any chance? Someone was shouting about a dragon a minute ago, and I instinctively threw it into the sky.
Oh. Nehytla ho ze vzduchu do hlavy ta spíra. To byla taková náhoda, že to bylo až moc funny.
There's a spear here. It looks so mysterious. Let's take it.
Guard speared. Okay. What is suspicious over here? Toto obrátím celý vzdur náma. To vyleze tudy. Tamhle nahoře to klidně může být. Yep. Ještě víc nahoru. Až tady nahoře ten kroužek může být. Ale odsud až dolů tady žádný důkaz o ničem není. Jak tady má být 6 kluz, když tu vůbec nic nikde není? Ale aspoň Kira stojí.
You're not from these parts.
Yep, that's right. Why? What's up?
Ah, well, I was gonna offer you a great job in the Titanium mines. A safe and secure working environment.
Doesn't sound very safe. At least not as safe as being a courier.
To keep the titanium ore intact, we use specially designed pickaxes that can't cut through it. Even if you struck a person with it, it wouldn't so much as leave a scratch. And in terms of labor intensity, the work has been rated as Class 2 physical labor by a reputable organization. Even cats can do.
The trigger word.
Never mind. I give up.
Welcome to Paimon's world.
Mind you,
Welcome
I
to
don't know
Paimon's
what
world.
happened today, but somehow a pickaxe has gone missing. Maybe one of the giant guards broke it down, so someone took it to perform a rapid resuscitation procedure.
Sounds pretty brutal for a first aid technique. Still, a missing pickaxe. Huh. Is it just me, Traveler, or does it seem kinda suspicious?
Could be.
Come here. Whatever it is you were looking to buy, a bottle of growth serum has gone missing. If someone's stolen it with the intention of harming others, the consequences could be disastrous. There's a whole investigation into it, so I gotta close the shop while I do an inventory count. If it turns out I'm wrong and I miscounted, I could be charged with filing a false report and disturbing the peace.
There's a strange potion bottle here. Looks so weird. Let's take it.
Ještě něco tady?
A pickaxe? What is it doing all the way down here? There's gotta be a story behind it. Let's take it.
Okay, I'm done, I guess.
Let's say one of these was the weapon used in the assault. Which one do you think it is?
Jako ta Garspia byla hozená a kdo ví co, tak maybe třeba.
If so, there's no way his head would still be in such good shape. He'd have a big dent in the back.
And if the guard is to be believed, he had the spear in his possession right up until that guy shouted about the dragon.
Let's say one of these was the weapon used.
Pickaxe, Třeba.
If it was the pickaxe, Cappy sure is lucky it's not still lodged in his head.
Actually, you're wrong there, Paimon. The foreman at the mine was just saying, this kind of pickaxe is designed not to damage titanium, so it couldn't cause any superficial damage to residents here. But you could probably knock someone out if you hit them hard enough. And it wouldn't leave a scratch. Let's take this back to the crime scene and replay it one more time.
Ah, you're back. How was the toilet at Cape's house?
Toilet? What about it? Oh, yeah, forget that.
Sure, pickaxe.
What's this about? What are you trying to say?
We thought the way Cape fell looked odd, so we searched the area for suspicious items and found this. It could have been deliberately placed out of range of the crime scene so it wouldn't show up when we replayed it. Now we've retrieved it, we were gonna replay it again. You don't mind, do you?
Oh, I just remembered I forgot to turn off the clockwork switch in my kitchen. Yeah, I think I'll just,
Oh, no, you stay right there.
Eat
We
what
should be
pickaxe.
good now.
Ha, má ho v ruce. What? Oni trošku odešli, aby se bavili mezi sebou jako ve dvou. A oni se pak později všimli, že leží na zem. Prostě to bouncelo od 3 povrchů. Wow. Od 3 povrchů se to bouncelo, vole.
It was you.
The culprit is you!
I would congratulate you for cracking the case, but since I did such an abysmal job of covering my tracks, didn't exactly have your work cut out for you. So, all I can say... Catch me if you can!
Ooh.
We have a runner! That's it! Let me at him!
The would-be Marquis of Carabas dispatched the Necromancer boots who ran off in pursuit of the poor little...
Jo, ona hodně dobře leze po stěnách. No spíš, neleze rychle po stěnách, ale nespenduje to tolik té staminy.
The minion's poor little lower back was protesting painfully against the intense physical activity. He decided to take the elevator, giving him a moment to catch his breath. Really? His lower back asked. But the minion had no other choice. He resolved to make the jump down.
Let me at him.
By this point, the Necromancer in boots was gasping for air. The minion was huffing and puffing, even more loudly. But we'll ignore that.
I'm not! Don't underestimate the gold-level courier of the Komania Express!
A characteristically cast
Bude
response from the
literálně to
Necromancer.
dělat.
Tell me, what do you hope to gain from bullying me?
I get to let off some steam!
Ha-ha! You fell into my trap. In fact, all the glue in this world is created by me, using my narrator powers. I make it and the residents just gather what they need.
Rats! Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys right now. You can just jump out of your shoes and keep running, but Wait.
The unnamed minion made a last-ditch escape attempt. He began his long climb, up the wall, the tall wall. He began his long climb up the tall wall.
You call that a tall wall? In urgent Neko parcel mode, I'll scale it in no time.
Well, I didn't. Může dostat repete? Wow, mě to donutí celý zopakovat, jo? Really?
Oh, it was you.
To ani neřekli, že to mám použít.
Catch me if you can.
Já hru tuhle hru stovky hodin, bez toho aniž bych to používal, protože to má jeden podělaný charakter. A tak prostě to vylezu normálním způsobem a najednou prostě to mám používat, vole.
The would-be Marquis of Carabas dispatched the Necromancer in boots, who ran off in pursuit of the poor little minion. The minion's poor little lower back was protesting painfully against the intense physical activity. He decided to take the elevator, giving him a moment to catch his breath. Really? His lower back asked. But the minion had no other choice. He resolved to make the jump down. By this point, the Necromancer in boots was gasping for air. The minion was huffing and puffing, even more loudly. But we'll ignore that.
I'm not! Don't underestimate the gold-level courier of the Komania Express!
Jo, jasně. To prostě přestane fungovat zrovna, když na to kliknu.
A characteristically catty response from the Necromancer. Tell me, what do you hope to gain from bullying me?
I get to let off some steam!
Ha-ha! You fell into my trap. In fact, all the glue in this world is created by me, using my narrator powers. I make it and the residents just gather what they need.
Rats! Oh, I'm so jealous of you guys right now. You can just jump out of your shoes and keep running, but Wait,
The unnamed minion made a last-ditch escape attempt. He began his long climb.
To stejně jak ty stamina kuličky, takže by to mělo být naprosto viable.
You call that a tall wall? An urgent Neko.
I'm beat. I surrender.
Můžu tě zarývnout?
You've got nowhere left to run.
All right. I confess.
That was fast.
Getting caught by you here was a backup plan. I don't know if what I've done will make things better or not. Time to come clean. I am the narrator. The one who's been guiding you all this time.
Gosh, shock, my mind is blown.
You're overdoing it a little bit there. Anyway, I only did what I did because...
Why are you suddenly spilling the beans?
I poured my heart and soul into all this. I was worried you wouldn't ask. The truth is, I was one of the first conscious beings ever made by the goddess of creation. And I've known for a long time that this whole world is just a fairy tale written by the goddess of fate.
Oh, he knows the world. He's seen the fourth wall.
I know they say that fairy tales are just made up for kids to read, but I refuse to believe that fairy tales are just fictional stories and nothing more. The reason why Constellation Metropole has 3 origin stories is that the goddess of fate wrote 3 drafts and couldn't decide which one she liked best. Then her cat trod all over them, and they all got crumpled together, so the 3 worlds just sort of folded into one. The goddess of fate was torn between them anyway, since she couldn't decide which ending was best for the dragon or the kids. So when she saw what the cat had done, she simply decided to go with all 3.
Who'd have thought? But what does any of this have to do with what you did?
You're not a fictional character, so you couldn't hope to understand my sorrow. Honestly, I don't think there's anyone in all of Simulanka who would understand. Every day that I experience, every interaction I have with another person, is it really all just a work of fiction? The only reason the 3 great clans wanted to find out the truth was for the pointless task of electing the supreme clan. I thought that once they'd learned the truth, it might make them curious enough to investigate further. But as it turned out, they just accepted it and carried on living the same old lives. I have to motivate them to keep looking for answers now that they think they've learned the truth. I have to make them uncomfortable with the superficial explanation that they took at face value. And I have to figure out, once and for all, while you real people from the outside world are still here, are we real?
Oh.
That's my full confession.
Existential crisis.
Time for you to take me back. I'm guessing I'll probably be forced to make a public apology, then sentenced to half a day in solitary confinement. I definitely deserve half a day. Oh, also, pass this message on to Páté Dobrodružství and Albizzi, if you could. The Great Clockwork Key was originally put in place jointly by the ancestors of the three clans. If the three of them had any ability to cooperate whatsoever, they'd have been able to remove it by themselves. Over all these years, not once have they ever tried removing it together.
Oh, my poor child. There's one thing you've been mistaken about this whole time.
Že někdo jiný se to bude montovat.
Whose voice is that? Detective? Was that you? Your voice acting's actually pretty good.
The reason fairy tales are suitable for children is that they help them to understand the world.
Hardej? Není na to trochu moc brzo?
Fairy tales may be works of fiction, but at their heart lies an internal logic that is undoubtedly real-world truth in a condensed form.
Nah.
Perhaps they simplify good and evil, and perhaps they hide the darkness in metaphors. But let there be no doubt. The world within fairy tales is as real as can be.
No,
and
not
by
really.
extension, you and your compatriots are also real.
Goddess! Is it...
The line that separates footnotes from
Echo
narrative
there.
can never be crossed. Never the two shall meet. This is why you have never heard my voice before. But now you wish to break free from the story. And there's a cat nearby, so you can hear my echo.
Nakamura.
Just...
Incomoda.
your echo?
Oh, poor detective.
So... we are a part of the real world too.
No. Teďka ta kniha možná někde fyzicky existuje, ale tak všechno. Může si listovat vaším světem, ale to je tak všechno. Pokud to není nějaká magická kniha, která se neustále píše sama od sebe, tak ta kniha bude mít někde konec, někde bude mít tu poslední stránku. Oh, really? So I need a shot of the crime scene for evidence, mugshot of the suspect, records for posterity, the guard molded over to see photos is overkill. Let's just get one big group photo of the crime scene. The suspect looks serious, stereos more natural, happy smiles, but no smile from victim or their friends, family, thank you. No, get up, stay off the ground, no need to capture crime scene as is. 3, 2, 1, achieve! Okay. Weirdest photo experience in my life.
My head's spinning. Albizzi just gave me a quick rundown of the situation. So you caught the detective?
Sorta. We chased him until he surrendered. Oh, and he asked us to pass on a message.
Tell them about what the conversation afterwards. They couldn't remember the girl, they just worked together.
Does he really think we didn't try that? 'Cause we did. After 6 months in that place.
Ah, that was my bad. I thought it was a stupid idea at the time, so I didn't really exert myself.
I also sort of stopped trying after 3 years.
Never mind. I'm partly to blame as well. On the second attempt, I just hugged the key and pretended like I was pulling as hard as I could.
You guys are so lazy. My granny's neighbor's pet cat has nothing on you, and it
Yeah,
spends
you would.
all day, every day sunbathing.
Anyway, you said you heard the voice of the goddess of fate at the end?
There is a world beyond our own after all.
Miss Mesniel.
What would you guys say to taking a trip to the outside world sometime? Otherwise, I got bashed in the back of the head for nothing.
Depends. Do either of you know how to get there? But yes, I agree we should go. And not invite the detective, just to annoy him. But maybe the reason we've never worried about whether we're real or not is that, unlike him, we weren't there to witness the creation of this world. We've never had any reason to doubt that we're real. If someone ever convinced me that these delightful dimwits, Páté and Albizzi, weren't real, oh, I'd be devastated.
And that's it. Wait until 2 days later? What? What is this? I've been spare thought how to deal with the great clockwork key. It's not like you can just hold on to it. Yeah, says who? Budou mít v inventáři do konce eventu a pak se rozpadne v inventáři. Tak to vždycky chodí s eventovýma věcma a gadgetama. Že počkáme 2x24 hodin a budu doufat, že to stačí. Go to the marquee is about to be and return the clockwork key. Ježi, máme tady na tom ostrově, že jo? To je šíleně daleko. Mě zajímalo, jestli někdo calloutne eventuálně ty teleport pointy. Že jako je lehce calloutnula ta Catherine, i ta Inazumská. Jakože používám ty teleport pointy, abych se dostala z regionu do regionu a tak obsluhovala všechny ty stanice najednou. Což samozřejmě je bullshit, ale tím, že to řekl, tak acknowledgenula, že ty teleporty existují fyzicky a nejsou nějaký jakože éterické věci, které vidíme jenom my. Nebo nějaká prostě dumb game mechanika, která tam prostě je jenom pro nás. Že to nějak fyzicky v tom světě existuje. No, really good on a ferry. I think I should probably stop this. I'm gonna drop these rolls. There, she'll be over now. The point of the ceremony is to transfer from one I'll say to another. A bit farewell to the title marquis once and for all. It can bring things to a close with a touch of formality. As the Nakamata bids farewell to her boots, though there's a reflection of her wiser, the nature of the truth. Stab. Zabanu to zpátky přímo do země. Decided if you used enough force. Oh, there we go. Něco dalšího? Oh, where is somebody going? Bit for the title. Já to je to samý. Teď je to všechno? Jo, zase, že opravdu jo. Teď je to z tohohle opravdu všechno. Tak jsme vyřešili Kirarinu sidelinku, kterou se zabývala mezi tím, co jsme tady řešili s Naviou a Nilu ten druhý problém. Tak jsem se informoval o celkovém runtimeu téhle epizody a vypadá to, že už je akorát čas to tady zabalit. Ten příběh. Takže to byla taková bonusová epizoda, která jsem nevěděl, že se stala. Jako bylo to dlouhý a bylo to nerejtovaný aspoň, takže jsem nemusel voice actovat všechny ty postavy, včetně Kirary a Luminy, prostě sám, jako to většinou bývá u těchto sidequestů, nebo těch větších, ale pořád sidequestů. Takže to byl v podstatě takový jako pseudo normální main quest, který prostě mezi tím, co Navia tam dělá věci v svém hradě, tak tohle dělala Kirara. Prostě jako takový prostě hlavní quest číslo 2. No. Bylo to fajn, že strávený čas Kirarou je velmi ceněn, což je fajn. Nevím, jestli má nějaký příběh, nebo nějaký side story, to se podívám. No. A tady taky ne. Kirara nemá vůbec žádný story quest. Vůbec žádný. Ani side story quest, ani charakter hangout. Takže jako, to byl možná jediný Kirara interaction, který dostanem. Ale... No, anyway. Celkom jsem ten quest líbil. Strávený čas s Kirarou, jak jsem říkal, a ten narrator, a prostě breaking the fourth wall na konci. No, u jejich verze breaking the fourth wall. Což byl pro nás jenom jako, že oni se začínají být vědomi, že existuje náš svět. No, to bude asi všechno. Dalšího nic není co nějak tady povídat, jinak bych se zapovídal zase do nějaký smyčky o něčem, co nesouvisí s tím, co se tady dělo. Takže dnešní díl jsem si užil a uvidíme se u dalšího, který opravdu bude se týkat už té hlavní linky. Jsem jenom netušil, že tahleta zdánlivě malá věc s Kirarou se rozvine na celý sekundární main quest na 1,5 hodiny. Takže příští díl opravdu bude už ten hlavní. Ale samozřejmě, než se rozloučíme úplně, tak musíme dát vyšpul. A máme tu samozřejmě královnu Naviu. A samozřejmě lesní vílu Nilu. A Kirara tu je taky. Ale tu máme... Nevím, jestli ji mám namaxovanou, ale je to pravděpodobné. Nevylučoval bych to. Ningguang je definitivně namaxovaná. Takže dáme další 2 puly a we shall see. I pray to the gacha gods and the RNGs to gift me with stuff I desire. Ningguang mám namaxovanou, takže já z toho tomu nebudu dávat nadšení. Ningguang je fajn, rád ji používám ve svým monogeogrupě, kde najde uplatnění, ale... I shall not take that as compliment or happy feelings. A jakož je to Genshin, tak vám dá vždycky jednu velkou věc. Takže všechno ostatní tady bude trojkový. Stringless, 4kový look. Tak si dáme ještě jeden 4kový weapon drop. Protože why not? Stringless zrovna není až tak špatné. Increase elemental skill, elemental burst damage od 4, to je docela dost. Ještě se to může vyrankovat, kdybych už ho měl víckrát. Mental mastery, některý to mají. Takže. Kouknu se, kdo ten look využívá. Třeba tebe. Fischl používá Stringless už na 4kový úrovni, kdy se to increaseuje skoro o 50%. Jo, tady mám tunu Stringless. Tady mám 3 Stringlessy už teďkon. Takže jo, Fischl to dostane na maxovaný. Most definitely. Unlockni se. There we go. Už to v podstatě actually 50%. Elemental skill, elemental burst, damage boost. To má namaxovaný. A jelikož nikdo jiný pro tenhle look nemá uplatnění, tak ty taky spojím dohromady. Že lukařů mám hodně, ale luků na ně ještě víc. A mám docela zásobu. Well. Wrong button. Byl jeden půl. Ještě druhý. Ten půl máme dost v zásobě. Prosím, RNGs, please get me the stuff I really want. I want it. I need it. Please give me. Please give me. I want it. Come on. Další Ningguang useless. For fuck's sake. Well. Cool. Uvidíme, za co to tady směníme. Že to někde byl předtím, ty jsem oba dva měl, a teď je to zrovna změnilo na Beidou a Nové, a ty taky mám oba dva. Takže můžeme udělat rovnou tohle. Tady rovnou zase tohle. Tady nám zbyde na 1. Bum. Kolik mám? 55. Jsem si v podstatě vytáhl celý, prostě celou desítku, prostě další ten půl ještě navrch navíc. Well. Byly 2 tempuly. Pravidla říkají jasně. 2 tempuly vždycky. Někdy v těch side story věcech někdy možná i 1 tempul, když bude hodně dobrý a uspokojivý. Tady vždycky víc než 2 tempuly jsem nešel. A nebudu zlákán dát 3. a 4. XT tempul, abych se crashnul na mizinu a neměl nic. Já se budu stát za svým pravidlem a s tímto rozhodláním se s vámi loučím. Děkuji, že jste se dívali, uvidíme se u dalšího hlavního dílu a pokud budete spát, tak dobrou noc.